KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years. Matson and the Adai Tano program. Harley-Davidson of Guam. Visit our new showroom, now located on Route 8 in Mighty. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
Ahead on Primetime, investigators need your help solving a deadly auto pedestrian crash. The driver of the car involved remains on the run. Plus, an apparent road rage incident turns violent. The attack caught on camera, police taking 2 people into custody. And the island's 2 public pools remain closed. Carmen Victoria Chalahi finds out why and what's being done to keep the swimming programs going.
Hafaday, good evening.
The man killed after a hit and run in Tamuning early Sunday has yet to be identified. Investigators are reaching out to the community for help.
Eyewitnesses telling KUAM they rushed over following the crash and saw an elderly man lying down on the roadway. The suspect's car had already taken off from the scene.
Yellow markings are all that's left behind. The tragedy unfolding here early Sunday after a man walking along Governor Carlos Camacho was hit by a car.
It's really devastating, that someone can do that. I mean, let alone they hit them and then to leave them like that, it's just terrible.
Tamuning Mayor Luis Rivera is saddened to hear of yet another deadly accident in her village. Crash investigators say the suspect vehicle may have sustained frontal damage as a result of the crash. Authorities are looking for clues that could help them find the driver involved. Chief of Police Jaya Cruz says GPD's Highway Patrol Division is investigating.
The person remains as a John Doe, so we haven't even positively identified this individual. So we're going through our investigative process to be able to determine, number one, who is this individual, get a hold of next of kin, notify them.
An eyewitness told KUAM they rushed over after hearing the crash early Sunday and noticed an elderly man lying on the road. Police have released a timeline of the events, hoping to get some answers. At 3:14 a.m., Tumon Precinct Command received information of a male walking on the roadway of Governor Carlos Camacho Road in Tamuning. At 3:19 a.m., information was provided of the auto pedestrian crash by Santa Fe. At 3:22 a.m., GFD medical personnel arrived. Minutes later, GPD was on scene. This is among the latest serious crashes that remain unsolved. The top brass adding they continue looking into a separate auto pedestrian crash that occurred along Waisengsong Road in Dededo near La Familia Mart. For now, police say this death marks the 23rd traffic-related fatality for 2018.
It is more than doubled from what we've seen from last year and the previous year. And I would just ask the people of Guam to please be safe. Not only the pedestrians, but the motorists.
Anyone with information is asked to call police or Guam Crime Stoppers at 477-HELP.
2 men are placed under arrest and a third admitted to the Guam Memorial Hospital after an incident that apparently started as road rage, much of it caught on camera.
We've got both videos. Here's more. 31-year-old Maurice Lamar Jones was out with his wife on Saturday night when they were stopped at a red light at a Tamuning intersection. That's when he encountered these individuals. Jones is seen in this viewer-submitted video outside his car, approaching the 2 males in a white Scion with a tire iron. You can see as he strikes at the man behind the wheel before getting back into his car and reversing out and away. One of the men jumps in front of Jones's car as he attempts to leave. That's when you hear a loud bang, audible in this video.
I can't see it.
Jones and his wife proceeded to the nearby mobile gas station. The incident also caught on surveillance cameras there. The men in the Scion following behind approached Jones and his wife and a gas station worker who take refuge in the store. According to Jones, one of the suspects attempted to stab him with a knife. The second suspect was shooting metal rebar cuttings with a slingshot, both at the gas station door and Jones's car windows. It's reported that Jones's phone was stolen. Police also report the incident stemmed from road rage and racial slurs which Jones allegedly made to the men, but denied. Jones told police he was acting in self-defense and that he wasn't trying to run over the suspect. He was only trying to leave. Jones, though he was the reporting person, was arrested for aggravated assault. He was booked and released. 24-year-old Ruben Traver Todd was arrested for criminal mischief, aggravated assault, reckless conduct, disorderly conduct, public drunkenness, and theft of property. The second male suspect required immediate medical care. It was instead admitted to the Guam Memorial Hospital. No word yet on his condition.
Well, the man charged for shooting an agate last week remains in custody on $15,000 cash bail. 21-year-old John Jared Santos is charged with attempted murder as a first-degree felony, aggravated assault as a second-degree felony, and aggravated assault as a third-degree felony, each with a special allegation of possession of a deadly weapon in the commission of a felony and possession of a firearm without a firearms ID. Court documents state the suspect and a male victim got into an argument at the mobile gas station. The incident was caught on the service station's video surveillance. The victim then drove north along Route 2. Documents state while stopped at the intersection of Route 12, the suspect pulled up and allegedly shot at the victim's car. The victim suffered a gunshot wound to his lower back and was rushed to GMH for treatment. Along with executing his arrest, authorities also confiscated a Winchester Range .30-30 caliber rifle believed to have been used in the shooting.
He allegedly told a 14-year-old girl not to tell anyone. Normandy Logan, Pena, Florida, is charged with second-degree criminal sexual conduct and fourth-degree criminal sexual conduct. Court documents state the girl reported he told her to hug him. That's when he allegedly wrapped his arms around her shoulders, then her neck, before touching her butt. He then allegedly kissed the girl on the lips and told her how sexy she looked. The girl was scared, so court documents state she told another adult. When interviewed by police, he said he accidentally touched the girl's butt and said he told her not to tell her father because he, quote, knew what he did was wrong, end quote.
Caught red-handed, Home Depot security observed Raymond Burns Valerio taking items from his shopping cart, opening the boxes and placing them into his bag. When confronted by security, he pulled the $125 worth of items out. But that's not all. Court documents state he started telling police about another crime he apparently committed earlier this year, breaking into an apartment and stealing a laptop and cell phone. The total value of the items taken in that case, $2,300.
Over 24 are listed to take the stand in a misdemeanor case naming former Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority board members. Among those anticipated to testify for the government, former GURA directors and deputy directors, attorneys, Senator Regine Bisco Lee, and several other GovGuam, GURA, and University of Guam employees. 3 separate trials are scheduled in this case. First to face the jury are Cecile Suda, David Sablan, Ron Selvage, and Roseanne Bloss. Their trial will be followed by defendants John Elau and Deanne Torrey, both of whom have had their cases severed, while GURA Executive Director Michael Duenas previously entered a plea deal with the government. As reported, the group is accused of holding secret board meetings to discuss how they'd vote on awards for millions of dollars worth of low-income housing tax credits. That first trial begins on December 17.
Rota Mayor Ephraim Atalig and his wife Evelyn will face a federal jury early next year. According to a superseding indictment filed late last month, the couple charged with conspiracy, wire fraud, theft of a program receiving federal funds, and false statements. From February to August of this year, the couple reportedly took various trips for personal and political reasons, using tax-paying dollars and collecting thousands of dollars in per diem. One of those trips to Guam. Court documents state the purpose of that trip was intended to visit DLA Disposition Services, a company that sells surplus and used federal equipment. Court documents state that didn't happen. Instead, they came to Guam to participate in a partisan political rally held on June 23rd in Manila. The couple has pleaded not guilty to the charges. Trial set for January 15th of 2019.
Giving us a glimpse of how their senior leadership team is shaping up. Former Assistant Secretary of the Interior for Insular Areas, Tony Babauta, has been announced as the Chief of Staff for the incoming Leon Guerrero Tenorio administration, while John Jr. Calvo will serve as Deputy. Calvo currently serves as the District Chief of Staff for Congresswoman Madeline Bordallo. Additionally, Bertha Duenas will serve as the Chief Advisor of Fiscal Discipline and Economic Growth. Duenas has more than 30 years of financial management experience in the public and private sector. Governor-elect Leon Guerrero says each of them possesses the leadership, experience, and innovative spirit to restore trust in our government as we usher in an era of change. More announcements are expected in the coming weeks.
Well, stick around for more news here on Primetime.
You're watching KUAM.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
Cheers to 80 years! It's our 80th anniversary and the gifts are on us. 80 gift certificates, 8 shopping sprees, 8 staycations, and 1 round-trip flyaway for 2 to Manila. So how do you enter? Calvo's Insurance personal home and auto customers are automatically entered. Non-Calvo's customers may enter by receiving a qualified quote. It's our way of saying thank you for trusting us for the past 80 years. For more details, visit calvos.com/giveaway or call 472-6816. Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years.
These are our islands, and this is our Laddystone. This is what we stand for and who we are. For more than 35 years, we delivered connections that matter throughout the Marianas. First, via radio link, then by fiber optic cable. We launched the region's first 4G LTE network and continue to make our network faster and stronger. Telecommunications changed the way our islands interact with the world, but not the heart behind those interactions. IT&E. Explore your world.
MTO, professional janitorial services with a warm hospitality touch. MTO gives that gift year-round. Pressure wash roofs, pressure wash driveways, lawn service, home cleaning, carpet restoration, office cleaning, commercial window cleaning, floor care. When cleaning is in order, MTO has you covered. Call 647-6861 to inquire on how you can receive the maintenance you deserve.
MTO, celebrating 30 years with you, Guam.
Be merry, be bright, and make shopping all right with holiday gift cards from Chuck E. Cheese's Guam, Ruby Tuesday, and King's Restaurants. Receive special offers with every purchase for extra holiday happiness. See stores for details and have fun this season from all of us at the GFS Group.
Hafa Day and welcome back. Forced to practice in the ocean. One swim coach is speaking out and seeking answers as to why Guam's only 2 public pools remain closed to the public.
The director of Parks and Rec responds to our Carmen Talahi. She files this story.
The Hagåtña pool is where he first splashed into the water. Taking swim lessons since he was 7 years old, Andy Lee is now a coach for the Manhoban swim team, where he teaches the competitive team, beginning swimmers, and even his daughters. But it's been almost 3 weeks since his last dive at the pool. A sign on the fence says the facility has been closed since November 20th.
It has hindered our training. We always try to make do, especially because we have the advantage of living on an island surrounded by water.
No pool, no problem, was the caption of his Instagram post. Though not ideal for competitive swimming, the Manhoban swim team now practices in the open ocean.
And for the younger ones, you know, the ones that require a safe environment to learn the basics and the fundamentals of swimming, the ocean isn't necessarily the appropriate place to learn that as far as safety is concerned.
It's not the first time this year the pool in the capital closes for weeks at a time. Director Bill Regis says this time it was a, quote, coincidence of multiple factors.
Waterworks was suggesting that because of a possible leakage to shut off the water so we can investigate if there's a leakage or not and where. But then a coincidence, 2 days after that, it was disconnected for non-payment. We are in the arrears of at least over $500,000.
Owing $500,000, officials are working with Guam Waterworks Authority to come up with a payment plan. Meantime, up north, the Dededo Pool has shut its doors since March 2018. Director Regis blames a broken pump, saying parts should be arriving next week, though the retirement of 2 lifeguards is also an issue.
I have exactly 5 lifeguards, so, covering Ipaw and Matapang, and, that beach down there is open 7 days a week. I apologize to them, but they are kind of aware of what's going on. But it is my objective to, expedite the situation with both pools and to open it as soon as possible.
Pools that are recreational facilities for professionals and personal exercise, like water aerobics and swim teams.
We definitely need to make sure that our community has a public place to develop that water confidence.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Carmen Victoria Chilahi.
FEMA individual assistance for Typhoon Mangkhut has been denied. Though Governor DeCalvo sent an appeal, officials found, quote, the impact to individuals and households from the event was not of the severity and magnitude to warrant individual assistance, end quote. At the peak of Typhoon Mangkhut were over 200 residents seeking shelter. Meantime, the U.S. Small Business Association will offer low-interest federal disaster loans to Guam businesses and residents starting this Tuesday. The Disaster Loan Outreach Center is located at the Estumbo Gym in Dededo.
Well, last week, a hearing was held with the Civil Service Commission in which a handful of police officers with the Guam Police Department are calling to question the process in which recent promotions were granted. GPD Chief J.I. Cruz is aware of the complaints filed with the CSC.
It's no secret that the list of promotees are those who are members of the Guard or the Reserve. So because of the federal public law known as the USERRA Act, we needed to afford them that same opportunity as if they had never left when the promotions were being held. We were guided by Department of Administration's rules and regulations, the Civil Services rules and regulations, and we were also in conference with the Office of the Attorney General. So there was a lot of collaboration at many different levels to ensure that we did this the right way.
GFT is representing officers from the Guam Police Department in reference to recent promotions where one officer was promoted to lieutenant and 5 officers promoted to police officer 2. A CSE staff report recommended that the commission approve a post-audit investigation. Officers asserted that DOA personal rules and regulations were not followed.
We did the due process. We followed the merit promotion process. And if there's issues to be addressed, I'm more than willing to sit at the table, come to the table and sit with those persons and address this matter.
Officers are requesting the promotions be rescinded and opened for competition in accordance with the merit system rules and regulations.
Giving a local perspective to the island's history, Lacey Martinez has details on the latest UOG Mark Seminar Series.
At 6:30 p.m. Tuesday, you're invited to listen in on the 10th installment of the University of Guam's Mark Seminar Series with historian Dr. Laura Souter. That's revisionist historian Dr. Laura Souter. Her topic, Chamorro Revision, Redefining Historical Periods.
But it really means challenging the conventional perspective on history. It's redefining or looking at history and telling the story from a perspective that has not been represented, or that has been represented inadequately. And so in our case, it would be the Chamorro perspective.
Guam's conventional history has always been written in periods, Souter says, from the Spanish colonial through the American. And it doesn't always make sense for the Chamorro culture. Revisionism looks at what was happening through time, identifying turning points from the Chamorro experience to define those periods. One critical turning point she cites is one typically referred to as the Chamorro-Spanish Wars.
These were confrontations that forced Magalahi to make decisions about whether we live or die. And we are all survivors of those who chose to live. That never comes out in any description about what happened there. But it's the Magalahi and their followers who chose to live, from whence we all descend. Period. Rather than looking at it from what the external forces did when they came to our island, we looked at it from what we did and how we interfaced with those forces.
The revisionism movement is evident in the Guam Museum's new permanent exhibit, where Souter served as chair of the Cultural and Technical Committee, reworking periods from the Chamorro perspective. Souter's presentation is the last of the seminar series this year, held at the UOG Lecture Hall, and Arlene Steffi can't wait for next year.
Wanted dead and not alive, you heard that right. All pig enthusiasts are invited to attend this year's Pig Hunting Derby. The free event is happening this weekend. Jane Dia, program coordinator for Guam Hunting Education Program, says there are new incentives like free deer tag for every 4 pigs hunted. Diane Weiss, wildlife supervisor, explains how the derby helps curb the wild pig population, which is hazardous to people and the environment.
Now that
when they root around and eat young saplings and roots and that sort of thing. They stir up the soil, and then when it rains, it all washes down into the reef and destroys our coral reefs, which are really important to us and very important to our fish, which are very important to our fishermen.
Both coordinators encourage the community to learn more at the mandatory safety briefings happening at UOG tomorrow, Tuesday, December 11th and 12th at 7 p.m.
It was a show to feature several of the dance cultures from around the world. The third International Dancing Festival occurred over at the UOG Caval Fieldhouse Saturday night. The event was put on by Nenengef Pagu. It featured performers from Finland, Mexico, Costa Rica, Argentina, Philippines, and of course, Guam. The Payless Markets Community Foundation presented a check of $30,000 to the Hadza Foundation, a local nonprofit that has been and continues to assist victims of Typhoon Yutu in the CNMI. Payless Supermarkets hosted a Typhoon Yutu relief drive at all its locations, with the community donating $5 or $10 upon checkout. The PMCF matched the community's donations up to $12,000 to total $30,000 for Yutu relief efforts.
Hundreds of the faithful community came out in honor of the island's patron saint, Santa Maria Camelin. The Mass and procession held on Saturday afternoon. Santa Maria Camelin is the oldest religious icon on Guam. Legend has it that she first came to Guam from the depths of the ocean, where she was first spotted by a fisherman in Mauricio. She now rests at the head of the Dulce Nombre de Maria Cathedral Basilica in the capital.
Sports is next, but first here's a look at your island weather.
Join the thousands who switched to GTA's handset payment option.
Now I can get the freshest new phone at any time.
My payments are based on my finances.
No more contracts for me. It's time to get the phone I want when I want it.
With HBO, I get to choose.
Call or visit GTA today to learn more about HBO, the most customizable phone plan on island, only at GTA.
How easy is it to earn reward points using the Alpha Plus app? Here, let me show you. Simply register with the all-new Alpha Plus app and earn reward points while making purchases at your favorite stores you already shop at. Just present the app to any authorized representative to earn your points. Now that was easy. Alpha Plus, make every day a plus.
The Autism Community Together of Guam is a support group for individuals with autism spectrum disorders and their families. We are a group of parents and caregivers who have children with autism spectrum disorders and understand the joys and challenges in raising them. To learn more about ACT or to join our family, call Joe Bloss at 687-1284. Send an email to autismcommunityguam@gmail.com or visit us at Autism Community Together on Facebook.
At Pizza Hut, we're more than just $7.99 medium one-topping pizzas. Whoa, wait, medium pizzas? For $7.99? And all these sides. $7.99? I'm speechless. The new $7.99 lineup, because no one out-pizzas the Hut.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. On the show tonight, girls high school basketball championships between the St. Paul Warriors and Academy Cougars. NFL football, the play everyone's talking about. The Miami Miracle, along with the rest of your day's scores. Check it out. Cougars break the press and advance the ball up court. Nicole Gandoli misses on the shot, but Mia St. Nicholas pulls down the rebound and takes it right up for 2 points. The Warriors pushing the tempo, inbound and quick pass down court. to Kirsten Silva, who finds Jannalise Quintanilla trailing the opposite side of the basket. St. Paul led 53-25 heading into the fourth quarter. Kirsten Silva jumps in front of the pass and gets the finish the other way as the Warriors were crowned back-to-back champions with the 51-34 win.
Pressing the whole game and playing defense the whole game and like shutting down their top players was our main goal. And when we pressed the whole game and made them tired.
Ending my senior year with another championship, it just feels really, it feels amazing because we all worked hard for this and we all thank our glory to God. We got this, squad!
Now for some NFL highlights, let's set up the Miami Miracle as the Dolphins took on the Patriots. Trailing with a few seconds left on the clock, at home looking to make something happen.
7 seconds left. Tannehill will throw it, and this will end.